haven.
Credible.
The official source of useful information.
Now, breast cancer patterns are frankly quite puzzling because we don't know why more young black women get breast cancer than young white women. For all the risk factors that we know of, for example, having children earlier in life should protect you against breast cancer. Young black women tend to have fewer of those risk factors. And yet, in some areas of the country, like my state of Pennsylvania, almost twice as many young black women under the age of 40 get breast cancer when compared with young white women. We don't have an explanation for that. In the book, I talk about hormone-containing personal care products as one thing that we need to understand better, because it is part of the culture of African-American young women to go to the beauty parlor, often at a very young age. And in one small study that Dr. Chandra Tiwari did, he was a pediatric endocrinologist in the military, he found 4 black baby girls between the ages of 1 year and 3 years with breasts.
What's the connection between this and going to the beauty parlor?
He learned that their mothers were putting creams on their scalp designed to make their hair softer and smoother. And the creams said on the label, contain live placenta extract. So these same creams are some of the creams that used to be used in African American hair care salons. Now, I have to say used to be used because we tried and failed to do a study on this subject. We couldn't get people to tell us what was in the products. They don't have to tell you. There's no requirement for labeling in the United States, and there's no monitoring whatsoever for what's in our beauty products, unlike Europe. And as a consequence, we don't know whether or not today residues from hormones found in hair care products could explain some of the increased risk of breast cancer that we're seeing in young black girls.
When you say that there used to be a placenta extract in these hair products, that contains estrogen, the placenta extract?
Well, the placenta, basically the furnace that fuels the growth of the baby, and it's full of blood and hormones of all kinds. So it's basically full of estrogen and other hormones, by the way. And the interesting thing about this small study that I've written about with Dr. Tiwari is that when the mothers stopped using the cream, the breasts went away. Now ask yourself, if something can cause breasts to grow on babies, what could it be doing to the rest of us? And the fact that the breasts went away when they stopped using the cream makes it very clear. It's a rather unusual demonstration that cream was causing this breast growth in these little girls. The issue is very simple. Only 1 out of 10 women who get breast cancer today gets it because she was born with a defect in her genes. That means that 9 out of 10 women who end up with breast cancer were born with healthy genes. And yet, cancer is a disease that only happens when your healthy genes stop doing their job of extinguishing bad cell growth. So we have to ask what's happening for the 9 out of 10 women who were born with healthy genes to give them breast cancer. Having said that, though, getting mammograms before age 40 is a bad idea, and unfortunately we're seeing increasing moves to do that, particularly, ironically, in young black women who tend to have more dense breasts. The denser the breast, the harder it is for the x-ray to see through it. And young women should not be getting routine mammograms. But any woman at any age that has a symptom and a problem may need a mammogram and should see a health professional.